what if we planned? What if we included January in our calendar, like it's actually there? January can be short and sweet if we learn to solve other people's problems, to create solutions, and to save. 3 things only. The problem with us is that that becomes a song in January, but February. Very true. So this January, you won't hear starting of companies. This January, you don't hear starting of anything. In fact, you hear the deaths of things. So maybe we should start thinking. I mean, as people who come to Stories of Significance, we've had, this is season 16. We so much tell ourselves that January is bad that it actually becomes bad.
Thank you. My name has been said. I'm an accountant and also a farmer. Basically, today, my role is to welcome the guest. But before we welcome the guests, I would wish us to observe a minute of silence because of the event that happened in Nairobi at Dusit D2. We had a terrorist attack, and we are almost in Dusit D2. This environment is almost that for our Kenyans who lost their souls and for those who got injured. Kindly let's observe a minute of silence. There's always a question in our lives that who are we? Who are you as a person? If, for example, you were at Dusit D2, that very day, the terrorists are there, the gun is pointed at you, and you're like, you have your wife, you have your kids, and you're thinking, what will happen to them? There's a lifestyle that they are used to at the moment because you are alive. And now you're gone. You're just about there, you are about to go and all that. Will they maintain the same lifestyle that you have been according them because of your being there? What is the legacy that you will leave? If they come here, what do we do? He is the appropriate guy to tell us. I will not, if I say more about him, I will have introduced, I will have said his story. So kindly please welcome Mr. Collins.
Thank you. Collins Gift Mzughula is my name. Born 39 years ago in a village in Taita Taveta. Married to one wife, Janet, and blessed with 2 children, Jada and Jesse. Of course, I am an Arsenal fan, die hard. And above all, I love the Lord. My education background, I started my school in Mugambonyi, that is in Taita Taveta district. I was transferred to another school in the same district due to the working schedule of my mom. I did my class 8 in the year 1994. At that time when I was in primary, I remember one incident that happened in my life that changed the perspective of thinking and the mindset as I was at that time. We had a class teacher who was an English teacher. English teachers, they discriminate, they have specific pupils that they tend to favor. At that time, I was not good in English. Is it because maybe I was in the village, not in academy school? But you see, this teacher will discourage us and will tell you, my friend, if you're not getting anything above 15 out of 40, composition by then it was being marked out of 40. And he'll tell you, I will assure you, you'll not even be able to get hata kazi ya nyumba. So you can imagine someone who is really discouraging you that you are there at school, you have a focus to focus, so that from primary you move to high school. I cleared Form 4 at 1998. At that year, our class, our lot, we did best out of what people were expecting. We managed, the head teacher, Mr. Mohammed, He managed to take students to university. The transition from secondary Hamisi to university, around 26 students. So that was a plus to Hamisi, considering the environment and everything that was happening there. We are 6 in the family. So I had to give room for my younger bro, who was after me. Now he was in Kenyatta. So my mom will talk to me and will tell me, yes, I know you have dreams, but you see, we can still postpone this and work on it later. But that never happened. Then I had seen an advert that an institution from Australia that wanted to get some student in Kenya. Then I was excited. I'm like, this is my opportunity. Let me hit it. So I applied for the opportunity. I managed to get, that is the year 2000. Then there was a tricky party now, that there's a party which I was supposed to play as for me to get my admission to that place. And I'm like, how will I manage? It was only 17,000 Kenya shillings. But by then, that was a lot of money, a lot of money. So I had one of my uncle who was very well off. I approached him, akani challenge, akaniambia, okay, I have seen your letter and all that, but young man, lete passport kwa meza. Once you get the passport, then we can talk this other story. So one of the contractor who was building a school somewhere there, I'm like, I have to go and visit that site. Niulize kazi ya kibarua. Then like, oh, so are you sure that you are up to this? The contractor was asking me, yeah, and that's the reason why I'm here at this hour. Very early in the morning, 7 a.m. Akaniambia, kijana, hapa watu wanafanya kazi mpaka saa 12. So are you prepared psychologically? Nikamwambia, mimi kenye nataka, of course I'm ready. Then I offered myself for that casual work. So I was motivated actually to wake up early in the morning to go to that place, work, come back. I worked for 2 months. I managed to get the money, 4,050 shillings. And I'm like, wow, now I need to follow it up, the process. The first person I met at the reception, alizichukua, akasema ziko sawa, and the money, you know, the registration was written there, so there's no way you could kampatia hiyo pesa. They look at me and ambia, na ya wazee, hapa hakuna kitu ya bure bwana. Take your papers. Then I'm like, what? You know, I was so frustrated. I'm like, so I'm missing this chance. What will happen? So I actually moved out of that office. But sikuenda, I went under the tree. Iko hapo hivyo. Kaka, now I was thinking on the next step. Remember, even my fare back to Mtopanga, I used to live to Mtopanga, I was even thinking how I will walk back home. I'm like, ani huyu mama ananiambia kupata hii lazima pia nitoe facilitation fee, and I don't have. So, okay, nasema fine, God knows my life. So nimekaa hivyo, kumbe there's an old man who saw me actually getting out of that place. Akakuja akani approach, he asked me, yes, what is happening? Then I explained the whole thing. You know, he took my hand, a stranger that I met in the first day. He took actually my hand. I'm like, oh, so where are we going? Let's go to the 6th floor. Kwa mdosi mwenyewe. Akaniambia nakupeleka kama mtoto wangu. Tufika pale, akaweka hizo karatasi. He explained the story. Then the boss like, okay, so I will help you. I will assist you to get your passport. So can I get the contact? After 2 weeks, I will call and give the feedback. Namba brother yangu nilikuwa naijua offhead. Kumwandikia. Unajua that time to own a cell phone was very expensive, yeah? No. And I'm like, kumwandikia. From there I went home so excited. I'm like, I have it. I have it. There I am at home. We waited for 2 weeks. The passport was ready. I was called to pick my passport. Mimi huyo nikaichukua, excited. Nikasema jioni uncle yangu toka 5:30. we are neighbors. Jioni kaenda kwake. Kaambia anko, mambo poa, vipi? Kofiti document yangu hii hapa nilipata. So he was not even excited. Akaniangalia, akaniambia, are you serious? Yeah, are you serious? Are you for real? Kaambia, yeah, it is. You know what he told me? Kaambia, I have my 2 daughters that they are supposed to join high school. So saizi sina pesa nyingine extra ya kusaidia mtu. I'm like, that was not meant to happen. Then, but I said, okay, if that's the reason, all was not in vain and not lost. So I said, maybe God will provide for another chance, for another opportunity. So I had an idea. When I went round in this town of Mombasa, there was Mondolina, Kitomberi Cave. I'm like, these guys, where do they get their charcoals? I was just thinking, where do they get their charcoals? And how much? You know, you do that research and a quick mathematics. I'm like, if I'm able to store this charcoal during the dry season na nikuje kuziuza wakati wa mvua, I'll be able to make this much. So I went to Mshomoroni, I secured a yard. Nikasema mimi, I have to get those charcoals. Like 1,000, my target was I have to get 1,000 bags in the yard. By the grace of God, I managed. I used to go to Bamba, Msangamiri. Those are the places now I knew. Chakama. Nilienda hiyo interior mwenyewe. I will stay there for several days kwa camp. What I used to do, I will make sure when I'm going there, tabeba maji because that place is dry. And wale watu wanapenda warimbom, the unga, the sima. So we make sure you carry enough bundles of unga. You know, some of them, they will give you those charcoals for free. And the cost of landing to Mombasa by then, it was around 350. My target was I have to store this until rain season. And I secured the place. So I managed to do that. And by the time rain season inaanza now, kulikuwa na scarce charcoals in Mombasa. So I used to go to one cave to the other. And I will sell to them the lowest price, 800 shillings. The guys, the demand was too high. My guys, I had to put guys on mkokoteni handcuff to deliver per day 20 bags in different areas. So, and that's how I settled Mombasa. Then I started dating because the one had left. Now I'm saying, So this that I call my wife, she was working at Buzeki. She's an accountant. I approached her. She looked at me, said, "Ujamwa makaa huyu." Vipi huyu? Tutapeleka wapi? I think that's something maybe was running in her mind. But again, she will see me in church, serving. Then she's like, okay. So she thought of giving me a chance. The MD was a white man from Australia. Tukaingiana by the grace of God. We blended so well. Kaambia, this is my contact. You go and do a proposal, send it to me, and then we'll pick it up from there. So that was the perimeter electric fence. The quotation was coming to around 2.5 M. Then I'm like, if I get this job, breakthrough bana hii nimepata hii. By the grace of God, 1 week down the line, this guy is telling me, have you checked your emails? There's an LPO I've sent to you. Wow. Like, so I have 250, 10%. Unajua unafanya mahesabu haraka. I'm rich. I say, hii nishatoboa. But in me now, the urge of having my own company ilianza. So I'm like, So again, the job was, I was awarded the job. The wazungus, they're very strict. Ananiambia nipatie timeline ya hii job unafanya. Nikamwambia, I have to talk to my technicals. Nikamwambia mimi sijui technical. I know you. So you are representing group 4 Africa. So tomorrow in the morning, make sure you send the report. You tell me how it's gonna take you to finish this job. But you see, there are decisions that are beyond your control. So ile unaenda firefighting na nini, akanambia Fletcher akanambia, hey, today gift, you're a gift to this company, but today I'm just getting fed up with your company, not me, with the company. So me, I don't care. Bring me another company, I will give you the job. And I'm like, wow. That was a whisper to my ear. Do you know, like, hey, this is, yes. Am I hearing it right? And then he challenged me. Akanambia, tomorrow when you're coming, he used to like those berries, his loves of berries. Tomorrow when you're coming, go and get for me these berries, but specific at Nakumat. Kampelekea, they were taking tea. Akafungua ile ninio, hiyo ninio ya berry. Akaenda akaosha. By the he used to do his things, hata tuma secretary. Taenda Joshe, akuja weke. So now he comes, we are seated at the boardroom. He's taking tea, I also taking tea. So all those berries full of almost to the brim, that ka box. Then he picks like 10 pieces, afa ananipatia, afa kaniangalia. Then he looked at my board language, the reaction. Kawa nimekunja sura. Ani wewe umenituma nilete berries, alafu tena unanipatia few pieces, why? Akanambia, young man, how does it feel? Nikamwambia, so bad. Nikamwambia, yes, now I want to share something with you. The chairman of your company, that was my employer, he has given you a basket to go out there, an empty basket, and he asks you, go and fill this basket with the berries or oranges and bring it back to me. So he asked me, in that correlation, nani anafanya kazi? It actually opens my, like, oh, Kambia, of course it's me, because he has sent me to fill the need. Then he decides, he's the one who decides what percentage, ama how many pieces that he gives to you. Akaniuliza, young man, why don't you have your own basket? Then you fill it and you decide the percentage to take home. Is that good? Like, so you're talking. I'm like, so in the process of, like, we want to quit the job, I was in negotiation with the Fletcher. We did a survey for the CCTV. There were around 64 cameras to be installed, and then one camera was going for 150. Then there was a access control system. There was an automated those gates. So the quotation, the tender price was coming to 7.5 M. So I started, nilianza kuimagine this man is in. And remember, the quotation, we did it at the cyber. Ya huu ndio ilikuwa kit. Gmail imekuja juzi. The trick was here now, because looking at our account, we didn't have money. But the terms and condition clearly specified confirmation of LPO, down payment 60%. So 40% after the commission of the work. Fletcher trusted us so much. 2 days down the line, an email again. Can we have your bank details? We are sending you LPO in a short while. You know, hatukuwa na bank account ya kampuni. But Equity Bank saved us. Walituambia hata mkifungua leo, pesa ikiingia kesho, you'll be able to remove your money. The trick again, tulikuwa bado tuja resign. So we'll work in security group paka 5. From 5 tunaingia port paka saa 6 usiku. When the money actually hit the account of corporate safety, now tumeenda asubuhi kutoa, I and my partner, you have to sign over the counter. The operation manager was dilly-dallying. Kumbe bala na to set kwa watu wa money laundering. We have to actually produce the document. What is the source of this money? The good thing in my car was my office, the boot. Toa file yote, kila kitu kaonyesha, alafu akatuliza, you guys, you're smart. So how did you come up with this idea? Kambia, that's a story for another day. We'll discuss that. Because we are running to deposit the money for the supplier to release the product to Mombasa. Pesa bwana imeingia bwana. Kasema now, first things first. We need to set an office. Tulienda NSSF. At that time, quarterly they were paying around 36,000. So we actually paid, because now taking those jobs, they're very tricky. We said, let's pay for at least 2 quarters. As we run around, the office is also sustained. Sikuje kesho umeingia kifuli kiko mlangoni. In any business setup, as you say, you can just decide to work smart depending on what you want to solve. You don't need necessarily to go and borrow in the bank. It depends on the idea on how you want to sell it out to the targeted group.
So thank you guys for starting with us in 2019. And in 2019, our dreams are big. That you don't come here and go back home the same way. Change is inevitable. And if you don't change, change will change you. So start the journey. And as I always say, even John C. Maxwell, these great leaders of leadership, because I'm an enthusiast of leadership, that leadership is leading people from point A to point B. And the first person to lead is yourself. So you need to lead yourself from point A to B, which means you need to know your point A and you need to know your point B. And when you come to stories of significance, it is where you get inspired so that your spark is sparkled for you to start moving from point A to B. So that next time we sit here and listen to your story, that one day you move from here to the next place. And this year we want to do things differently. If you are going to be a continuous member like Stephen Kikau and Stephen Kalume, the diehards of stories of significance, we will need to give you an accountability partner. Otherwise, you will say, I'm gonna do it, and you will not do it. And I normally say God created us like eggs in a basket. I have seen powerful pastors, but there is no pastor who can command those eggs not to stop touching each other. But the question is, how are the eggs touching each other? We need to touch each other positively.